video. I really do appreciate it. Now, today, I'm sure you've noticed that there's been considerable media coverage today and in the last few weeks about the crisis in the National Health Service. Very tragically, we found out that recently a young child went into hospital with suspected meningitis. Well, they missed meningitis, and all four of her limbs were amputated as a result. This crisis has been some 20 to 30 years coming. I predicted this when I was a medical student and junior doctor, training to be a GP, general practitioner for those of you who don't know what that means, but nobody listened. Now, I'm going to do a series of videos in the next few weeks on the crisis in the National Health Service, so please make sure you follow my videos. Every day, I give you something for free to help you with your health, wealth, finances, fitness, and fat loss. So make sure you do follow me. But with this, today, I'm going to give you some basic statistics that's going to absolutely blow your mind. And when you see what I'm going to tell you, you'll be shocked. Right, okay, so on average, not on average, the UK government's income is something like £920 billion every year. The financial year runs from the 6th of April to the 5th of April. Now, of that, something like £166 billion goes on the National Health Service. Now, that works out mathematically of 166 times 10 to the 9, which is 1 billion, divided by 67 million people. It works out that on average, that's £2,477 per year. It's a hell of a lot of money. Now, when I was a medical student, a clinical director told me that something like 2/3 of all NHS money goes on wages and administration. Okay, think about it. The NHS population staff is about 1.2 million people. So let's work out some maths. 166 billion, okay, divided by, 2/3 okay, and divided by 1.2, that works out at just about £66,666 per person, salary-wise. So you telling me that everyone in the National Health Service earns £66,000 a year? Clearly not. Okay, I won't mind a salary of £66,000 a year. Okay, now the national debt, or the UK's national debt, is something like £2.5 trillion. It came out in the Daily Mail recently. That's a hell of a lot of money when you consider what the government's income is. Now, something like 1/20th, that's about 5% of your taxes goes on servicing that debt. It's like an interest-only mortgage. No one's made any attempt to pay off the capital. They're just making a minimum payment. Like some of you may have a credit card and just paying off the minimum every month. That's what successive governments have done. Now, what's actually happened is, to the credit of the current government, they've been reducing government borrowing month on month, year on year since they got elected, and that I commend them for it. But then COVID came along, and then the cost of living came, so they had to borrow a lot of money to help all of you. But sadly, the last government led by Tony Blair borrowed ridiculous amounts of money, and that led to the national debt being colossal. Okay, but let's go over a couple more things. I'm speaking as a business owner here. If you pay your staff crap wages, you will get crap effort. You pay your staff minimum wages, you get minimal effort. The great Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and Bill Gates, Donald Trump, and such entrepreneurs will tell you, pay your staff well. Pay them well and make them feel valued. The problem here is the National Health Service. When you've got staff who are not being paid enough, because in real terms, taking into account inflation, NHS staff have had a pay cut of between 20 and 30% over the last 10 years. Just imagine what that would do to your salary if it was cut by between 1/5 and a third. And as a result, a lot of them are getting very disillusioned. I saw a report recently where a nurse left the UK, went to Australia, is now serving ice creams and is getting paid more for doing that. It is true. I now trade on the currency exchange, and quite a few. Last time I went on a forex training course, there were doctors and dentists on that course, and some of them are now earning more from forex training for trading than they are from being a doctor and a dentist. And they say, well, why should I bother working so hard in the National Health Service when I can do this? And that is actually happening. Um, so that's what happened. So I very much hope these statistics have opened your eyes. I really would welcome your comments. Now, please put your comments below. Over the next couple of days, I'm going to give you some things about this crisis in the National Health Service and solutions to these problems that will absolutely blow your mind. So make sure you tell your friends about them. You follow my videos, because when I reveal what I'm going to reveal, you'll be shocked, appalled, but most of all, you'll be very angry, because this crisis could have been prevented quite easily. Thank you very much for your time. I'll speak to you soon. Stay safe and God bless. Bye bye.